Now, in other news, the Polish authorities say incendiary packages placed on cargo flights in July were a possible practice run by Russia's military spy agency for attacks on planes bound for the US and Canada. Polish officials say the Russians targeted courier companies across Europe. One package caught fire in a warehouse in England, another on the ground in Germany, and two more were found in Poland. Russia denies any such campaign. With more on this, I'm joined now on the line from London by the European Affairs analyst, Dr. Marek Laskiewicz. Good to see you, Dr. Laskiewicz. Just tell us more about how this came to light and what you make of it all.
Well, first of all, it came to light because there were a series of suspicious fires in warehouses. And of course, there is a war on, and so it was investigated whether it was yet another Russian attempt to, how can you put it, destabilize or terrorize the West. It would appear from what the Polish authorities are saying that they have a firm case that the Russians were behind this war, although, of course, the Russians deny it. It has to be said, in all seriousness, that this is a minor incident in the sense that it would have caused a great deal of damage and can only be interpreted as some sort of practice attempt because it makes no sense otherwise. The other oddity about it is why they bothered at all, because, to be honest, it's pointlessly provocative for the West and would appear to have done the Russians no good. So therefore, there are still some question marks, in my opinion, about it, because it's unclear why the Russians would want to go to all this trouble for comparatively minor damage.
Well, I mean, I think the reason it's causing considerable concern is that if these devices were timed to possibly explode in midair, as police officials believe, it would have almost certainly brought down the plane, wouldn't it?
Yes, but it would only be a handful of planes. They say, in comparison to what they could do, it's relatively minor. It is quite true that if there were time to bring down the plane, the other point is, why would they want to necessarily bring down a plane? Would it cause America that much grief? Would America back down because of it? It does appear, I still think there are questions about it because the act would appear to be fairly pointless. It has generated a great deal of negative publicity for Russia for almost no gain. So I assume that, of course, the authorities are correct in saying that the Russians are behind it. It's just that there would appear to be still some questions to be asked.
I think I'm inclined to agree with you that it clearly is a practice run, and obviously when they were doing it, they were, I don't know, possibly hoping that, it wouldn't be sort of linked to them. I don't know. But I'm wondering why Polish officials believe that this is part of a more widely coordinated campaign by Russian intelligence, which, of course, the Kremlin has denied.
Well, again, there would appear to be a dearth of evidence about this. And it has to be pointed out, why, if they were going to do this, would they do it now on a comparatively small basis, which has alerted companies such as DHL, which have improved their security techniques? It would appear to be very much an own goal. And I really can't see what success it would entail. Even if 2, say, or 3 planes disappeared, which I agree is a tragedy for the pilots and crew, it is not going to destroy the war effort of the West. And therefore, I would hope that the Poles can produce far more evidence of it being a serious assault, because as it stands, it would appear to be an almost pointless minor one.
And we shall leave it there. Professor, I want to thank you very much indeed. Dr. Marek Laskiewicz is a European Affairs analyst who was talking to me on the line there from London.